Welcome. This is MoneyHeart, where we explore the emotional side of money. I'm Camille Diaz, and today we're discussing deservability. My guest is Bridget Hom. She's a mindset and strategy coach with Bridge to Freedom Coaching. She helps leaders, entrepreneurs, and small business owners take control of their mindset, level up in how they do their personal and professional relationships, and break free from the sales pitch. Create a culture of connectivity in your life and business and become your own empowerment generator. Bridget, welcome to MoneyHeart.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, what a great intro.
Yeah, who wrote that thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Some lady I met, she sent it to me.
Some lady, she just had some suggestions. I took them.
Exactly. So speaking of the intro, like you talked about culture of connectivity. What does that mean? What is this?
Well, so, it's a culture of connectivity is really honing in on focusing on who people are being when they're doing their business, when they're in relationships, when they're in the workplace. Because right now we get into a culture of doing, that culture of service mentality. Yeah. And it's really saying that if you don't do something well, or if you don't accomplish, then you're worthless. So think about that for a second. Like, yeah, if we're constantly focusing on empowering people based on what they're doing, if you don't do, then
you're no good. Yeah, that's kind of huge. I don't want to just like fly by that, because I want to be like, yeah, here's this thing, and zoom on past, because that's a big thing that I think we focus a lot on. Did you talk to a certain number of people? Did you make a certain amount of money? Did you, put in an X number of sales this year or whatever? And so if you don't do the thing, then you feel like no good.
It's essentially like what's your worth if you're not doing?
Yeah.
If you're not accomplishing. So that's why I said that's kind of a limiting belief. Yeah. That's a limiting belief that we're putting and imposing on a whole culture of people. Mm-hmm. And so I came up with a culture of connectivity, because when you empower people based on who they are being, the skill set that they bring to the table, who they are, then empower them based on that, they are more likely to accomplish. They are more likely to do well because they're empowered based on who they are. And you can't run out of who you are.
Hey, unlimited commodity.
Right? So that is where you can achieve your limitless potential. That's where I came up with the concept empowerment generator. Mm-hmm. So when you are constantly empowering people based on who they are, they reciprocate that and they look at who you are, and so then we create a culture of connectivity. All these people who are encouraging and growing each other, regardless of differences, mm-hmm. but focusing on who you are.
I like that concept. That's really cool. Focusing on who you are, not so much what did you do? What did you do last week? What did you finish last year? When did your last whatever come out? It's more, okay, who are you?
Yeah. Would you like an example?
I would love an example. Thank you.
So something that I do in coaching in the Find Your Freedom experience and in general, and I do it as well, is something called the mental rehearsal. And lots of life coaches talk about this, but it also focuses in on who you're being. So for example, I am a powerful influencer, a master connector, and a master relationship builder. And that is who I am. So if Camille's like, hey, Bridget, will you show up and speak here? I'll be like, absolutely. What is the goal? I'm going to influence people in some way, in a thought, an idea, a value. I'm going to connect mm-hmm. the dots for people in terms of ideas or, new ways of doing things, communication strategies. And I'm going to build relationships. I'm going to be focused on, how can I empower you today? And so you can expect that I will show up in any given situation, Facebook posts, podcasts, on stage,
LinkedIn,
or in my house.
Right.
Yeah.
In your house. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Walking my dog, going to influence him, but that's what I'm saying. So you can expect me to show up as authentically who I am in those 3 descriptive words.
I like that. That's really cool. So that's a great technique. If people can figure out what those words are that really define them, really describe them, then it makes it easier for them to just show up that way because they know where they're headed. They know what they're doing. Like I love teaching. Teaching is one of my jams. And so I'm always teaching people how to build themselves. That's kind of like my continuous mission is how can I teach people to build themselves? I don't want to build them for them. I want to teach them how to do it.
Absolutely.
And that's how I show up everywhere I'm at. I'm like, well, what if you did it this way? And hopefully they leave and forget that I did anything and they think it was all them. Like that's.
Yes, right? That's your goal as a teacher, as a coach, it's really to mirror them. It's become a mirror and like a sounding board and a platform, a launch pad, if you will, to get them to become their most successful selves. Absolutely. Exactly. I completely agree.
Yeah. Okay. So our topic today is deservability. So let's kind of unpack this a little bit. What does it mean? What are our tips? Love it. Okay.
So can I ask you a question? Can I ask?
Oh yes, I'll play.
Okay, fun. So I'm curious, when you hear the word deservability, what do you think about?
So I guess my brain goes a little bit literal. It thinks, okay, well that means that something deserves something else. That it is. I kind of struggle with the concept between deserved and earned, and so yeah, right.
Yeah.
and so, but I'm thinking deservability means you deserve something. But I'm thinking we're going a little bit deeper than that, and maybe of what you feel you deserve.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. I love everything you're saying right now because it's really about, the person in front of you, what they think the deservability means to them. And you bring up a good point, earning deservability. Do you get what you deserve? Do you earn deservability? Is it something that you just have within you? Does someone dictate your deservability? Does a job dictate that for you? Does the universe dictate that for you? Does your significant other dictate that for you? Deservability plays a huge role in your entire life, in your business, in your viewpoint of not only, the world at large, but yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's really huge. It really does, play on absolutely your perspective, your mindset, and your action, how you put your life into action. So I would say, okay, let's go with a working definition or some ideology that people can grab hold of.
Sure. So
first of all, you want to dictate your deservability, and your mindset dictates what you deserve. So when you say, and deservability plays on self-esteem, it functions within, what you think, what you believe you deserve. So when we say deservability, it's what you think you deserve. Yeah. It's what you believe you deserve.
What you believe you deserve. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. So, and does that change or is that constant?
Oh, I think that totally changes all the time. At least it does for me.
Right?
Some days I deserve new shoes, and some days not so much.
Right? You're going to wear the same exercise pants and the same shoes all year during the COVID days. Well, because you deserve that. Or because, it doesn't matter because no one's going to see them. Right? So when we think about deservability, one of the resources that I like to utilize in coaching that I actually got from a good friend of mine, he's a high performance coach. His name's Chris Rivera. He sent us all this book, Money is God in Action. And I kind of want to highlight a couple of different things within this because I think it will really give people who are listening in right now some different ideas to play with, because it's really all about leveling up your deservability. It's believing that you deserve the best. It's believing that you deserve success. You deserve to add value to people based on your product, your message, or your service. And you deserve to add value in the relationships you're in.
Yeah.
So let's look at this. let's look at money first. How about that?
Okay.
Because that's tangible. That's something easy.
Yeah.
So, you ask yourself, does money come from work?
Mm.
No, it doesn't. And then people are going, what? I'm sorry. What did you
wait,
just
what?
say? Does money come from work? The answer is no.
Uh-huh.
It actually comes from the subconscious belief that you deserve it, that what you give, what you bring to the table is justifiable. The value that you bring to the table, the value is going to come back to you, but based on your level of deservability.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, when you look at, the high-powered CEOs or the people who work, a couple days a year, it's kind of an exaggeration, and make millions,
right?
Versus the people who work hourly, and then they allow that work to dictate their value,
mm-hmm.
their deservability. They say, I'm only worth this.
Right.
And that goes back to that culture of service, that low worthiness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Culture of doing. Nope, we're a culture of connectivity. So when you're able to stand in this place and say, I deserve more, and also then put a name to it, like I deserve this, like I deserve to add value to others based on who I am, and then how I can help and add value. And that value is X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then developing that confidence, which happens to be mindset, develop that confidence as a foundation. And then actually saying, yes, here it is. Yeah. This is what I deserve. And this is the value I'm going to add to you. So you have to have confidence on both areas, the value you're going to have to give and who you are. And right now we have a disconnect. So people with low deservability have a disconnect between the value that they're adding to others and who they are. One and the same.
Yeah. But they don't see it that way. So the value does not come back to them in the form they want it to come back to them.
Or does it? Because people who work for money, think about it, they are basing their value on what somebody else has told them it is.
Yeah.
Like you can work for this $15 an hour.
Right.
They start to believe that they are worth $15 an hour. Therefore, they have low deservability. Yeah. Therefore, it's low self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, limiting belief. Mm-hmm. And then it starts to bleed into every aspect of their lives.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
The people are super successful. They have this ideology of they have limitless potential. Right. But for the people who have low deservability, it's like they're hitting a trampoline and it keeps bouncing them back into that state of.
I love that metaphor.
Right?
I can totally see that. Run, doing, and you like just bounce right back to the other side. Yeah. Yeah.
And how you push against that, what I love that this book says is the people who have that limitless potential, that limitless mindset, is they have arrived at a subconscious conviction that they will always have money, that they will always have it. Mm-hmm. Subconscious conviction.
Yeah.
That's some deep stuff right there.
What do you think about that? And that's not an easy thing to do if you weren't brought up to think that. If you weren't taught money will always be there will always be more, it's going to be fine. If you grew up at all in one of those situations where your parents were really stressed about money, or you were really stressed about money, or you didn't have enough to meet basic needs, then it's probably really hard to change your belief over to money's going to be there, it's going to be fine. We can't outlast it or outlive it or whatever, it's going to be there. We're going to make it.
It is. It's absolutely hard. It's hard to move past our limiting belief system. Mm-hmm. But something that I love that this book talks about that, oh my gosh, totally rings true. It's actually says most individuals, and this is probably true. I know it's been true for me at some points, and it's probably been true for you as well. But most individuals attempt to function under the law of abundance with an unconscious pattern of limitation. Right?
Yeah. Easy to do. Easy to do.
Yeah. So you have those people who might be listening who are like, okay, yeah, great. Limitless potential sounds awesome. It sounds like it's in a far off universe somewhere.
Yeah. Sounds amazing. Have a nice day.
Right, exactly. And then there's those people who say, oh, I say my affirmations every day. I believe in the law of abundance. I believe I'm worthy of having abundance. But there's this middle ground of like reprogramming your subconscious mind that has to be done. Because, okay, so one of the things that I was sharing yesterday with a couple of people in group coaching, I said, if we're talking about sales and clients, let's talk a little bit about that. Are a lot of your listeners, are you guys, everyone who's listening?
A lot of business owners listen. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Then they'll like this.
Yeah.
So your conscious mind is the salesman or is the sales pitch. Okay. So your conscious mind is your thoughts, your emotions, your words, your actions. That's your conscious mind. And that's your sales pitch. That's your salesman. Your client that you always want to sell to is your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is also like your moving sidewalk. It's constantly moving you in a direction 24 hours a day, even when you're sleeping, you're dreaming, you're still engaged. Your subconscious mind is always on point. So whatever your conscious mind sells, your subconscious mind buys. It says, this is a great idea. I love it. I'm going to start moving them in this direction. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And so once you're able to notice, gift yourself a shift in your thoughts, your emotions, pause with a purpose, get aware of what you're saying, what you're doing, and what you're thinking. Gift yourself a shift and start to really, change that programming, feeding new information into your subconscious mind all the time. Then you get yourself in the direction on that moving sidewalk towards actually allowing the universe to give you that abundance.
I like the way you put that too, that your subconscious is buying whatever you're selling, because as salespeople, there's very few people that are actually buying whatever you're selling, except now we know that I'm buying whatever I'm selling. So I guess I should probably sell something high quality.
I was thinking of QVC, you're watching QVC and you're that person who's like, anything they say, it's, oh my gosh, that's great. I love it. I'm totally buying it.
I'm buying that. I need two. I'm sending one to my sister. Yeah. That person. Yes, for sure.
It's exactly like that.
And that is something that, I frequently find myself telling people is watch your words, because what you're saying, like if you go to a restaurant and you want to order a sandwich, and I go in and the person comes up to my table and they're like, what would you like? And I would like a sandwich. Well, whatever sandwich they bring is the sandwich I ordered, because all I said is I want a sandwich. So I have to be happy with whatever they bring me. But if I want a hot pastrami with a mustard and pickles and a little bit of mayo, I better order exactly that if that's what I want to have show up. So it's hungry? Well, I am now.
I was about to say, I'm like, wow, that was very, very clear. And
I really like sandwiches, and I'm pretty specific about how I want my sandwich to be. Like, I know how I want, but that is something to apply. Like, I really know how I want my sandwich to be. Well, do I really know how I want my business to be? Do I really know how I want my income to be? Do I really know how I want my schedule to be? It's the same thing. It's like, watch your words, order what you want, because that's probably what's going to show up. So you might as well order what you want.
Absolutely. And, it all starts with the deservability. That is what it starts with. And severing those limiting beliefs that aren't serving you. We all have those beliefs that we brought with us from childhood.
Yeah.
That we won't have enough, or we don't have enough. We could be sitting on $1 million in the bank and they're like, oh, we don't have enough. That's a mindset.
Yeah.
There could be a person who's living paycheck to paycheck, but they go, oh, I have enough. And they're feeling confident, and they're, it's really about mindset. It's really about being well. It's, but we talk about, actually, who wouldn't want to sit on $1 million, just sit there, but how you get there.
Yeah.
That's the part that we're missing. And that's the part that, you want to partner with something that gets you to that mindset, that bridges the gap between the law of abundance and completely destroying that subconscious belief of limitation.
Yeah, definitely. So Do you have any tips to get us started down this path?
Absolutely. So
Yay.
first of all, there are a million coaches out there, and
Right.
most of them do discovery sessions, et cetera.
Sure.
Or there's family members who are working in finance, or someone, partner with someone to just start to gain that clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Start to look at where you might be experiencing limiting beliefs, because you
Yeah.
can't build on that foundation of limiting beliefs. You have to get really clear,
Yeah.
and and do it in a space of radical self-acceptance.
Mhm.
That's really where you want to take a good look at yourself, get clear, and say, I'm experiencing limiting beliefs in here. What is stopping me? What's the obstacle in front of me? That is the place to start.
Yeah, I think that's a great piece of advice. I have so many people that just can't make a decision, can't figure stuff out, aren't sure what they want to do next. I'm like, you probably aren't super clear on what you want, which is making it impossible to figure out what the next step is. And that's what always happens to me. If I'm just sitting here like, like I don't know what to do next, it's probably because I'm not clear on what's supposed to happen. As soon as I'm clear on what's supposed to happen, things are done.
Exactly.
So simple.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a coach, Robert Johnson, and he teaches sales, and he always calls it CFC, crystal freaking clear, and you can put whatever words you want there in the middle, but crystal clear, crystal clear.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's so true.
yeah. Well, cool. Anything else you want to share with us or add?
Honestly, just really take a good look
Yeah.
at what you're being intentional about. Oftentimes we set ourselves up for, partnering with failure or partnering with sabotage when we don't take a clear look at ourselves, when we allow our habits to create us, when we allow our habits to create our mindset and inevitably our actions in our life and our business. So you want to take a step back and see, where are my habits creating me, and where would I like to create my own habits?
Yeah. That was a great thing that you said, partnering with failure or partnering with fear. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Think about it like choosing your partner. Who do you want for your business partner? Do you want to partner with failure? Maybe not. Maybe, but maybe not.
You're like, what am I gaining from partnering with failure?
Yeah. How is that serving me? Maybe it's not the result that I would like.
Exactly. A common misconception is, oh, what do you get when you partner with fear? Nothing. No, that's absolutely not true. You get a whole laundry list of things when you partner with fear. Let's look at what it is.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff. You get lower confidence, and you get lower self-esteem, and you get some frustration, and you get a whole bunch of stuff that's not done because you're too afraid to do it. And
It's time to fire fear.
yeah, fear needs to go look somewhere else for a job. You can't work there.
There you go. That's actually one of the sessions that I do in the Find Your Freedom 90-day program.
Nice.
You have to fire and hire the right mental team.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about your program.
So the 90-day Find Your Freedom program is a one-on-one coaching experience where we focus on taking control of your mindset, leveling up in that deservability, and changing how you do interaction and communication strategy, so that you make sure that you're being empowered and you're empowering others around you. Oftentimes I say, take the business out of your relationships so that your relationships will bring you business. And so I teach you how to bridge that gap, right?
Yes. Yes.
Get out of that business in the box mentality and start engaging humor and humanity, and making sure that you are living that romance with life, and making sure that you're having interactions with clients that you enjoy and that they enjoy.
Yes.
So that's kind of what it looks like.
So important. So important to enjoy talking to your clients. That's a thing. What? Yeah, it's totally a thing.
Well, it's so easy. And that sounds like a silly concept. You're like, oh yeah, absolutely. I understand that. But the reality is, how many times have we gotten in front of someone and said, hi, how are you? And then they say, fine, how are you? That's a dead end communication strategy, right? You want to break free of those, business in the box questions like, oh, so what do you do? You want to develop, you want to put some creativity in there. You
Right.
want to make sure that you are excited and inspired by what you're doing and saying, because
Right.
how much of your business is communication?
Yeah, I'll probably 95%,
There you
and
go.
then 5% paperwork.
Exactly. And so when people realize that, oh my gosh, all of my client interaction is communication, and I don't even like the way I'm communicating, you ask yourself, how am I going to level up in that area?
Yeah. If
And
you
so
don't like it, they're definitely not going to like it.
exactly. And so it's simply arriving at that awareness, and, and then talking to someone about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fabulous. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This has been a blast.
Yay. Bridget can be reached through her website, bridgetofreedomcoaching.com. She's also on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or you could book directly on her calendar to have a chat at calendly.com/Bridget-Hom. That's Hom. Thank you as well to our listeners and viewers. I'm your host, Camille Diaz. This show is sponsored by Serenity Financial, a Five Rings financial agency specializing in financial education, life insurance with living benefits, and guaranteed lifetime income. Be sure to follow MoneyHeart on social media at MoneyHeart Show and on our website, moneyheartshow.com. Bridget, would you like to share today's money mantra?
Absolutely.
Yay.
So you will make the money you believe you deserve. So level up in your deservability right now.
I love it. Thank you.